Hi, everybody. 16 days and 5,500, almost 5,500 miles of driving later, I am back in California. The trip, as I've mentioned, was for my brother's memorial, which turned out to be a beautiful event attended by a lot of people. I don't even know, 150 or something. With performances by four of his favorite artists. Brent Best, who's one of my favorite artists, and as I've talked about a million times, my dog is sitting right there, adorns the cover of his solo record. Electric Dirt, which they are a Levon Helm cover band that my brother loved. Barbara Manning, who may have been my brother's favorite artist, right up there. It was great to see her. And Lydia Lovelace, who I honestly wasn't familiar with, but thought she put on a great set. But obviously the highlights were hanging out with my brother's friends, my family, my extended family. There was a lot of late nights, a lot of stories, a lot of meals, and a lot of music. This is sort of a beaten up one. This is the poster from the event. That's my brother with Barbara Manning. That my cousin Buck put together. Hey, buddy. Oh, you seeing Brent? He wants to come over and see Brent. That's buddy. And I think I have a few people who were at that event who watched these. I just want to thank everyone. I did nothing to orchestrate this event. I was on the sidelines. His friends put this all together, and a few family members, and I can't thank them enough. It was a beautiful event. Don't you agree? That I think we'll all remember forever. And it was just great. As you guys saw, I did a bunch of videos on the way to Chicago from record stores. That was it just fit where I was going and what I was going for. So to all the record stores, especially Mississippi Records in Portland, which I shared that story, it was just very touching. I'm wearing their shirt right now. Shirt that they gave me for free, which was, again, very kind. But everyone along the road, Mazzy and the archivist in Seattle, thank you so much for hosting me for a few nights, and to Mazzy for name-checking my channel in our video, which has pushed a number of subscribers my way, so thank you for that. I'm going to share a record that Mazzy gave me in a second. So, all in all, a great journey, and listened to tons of my brother's Spotify playlists on the road. And I don't, people say maybe get closure after this. I don't think I know what closure really is. Did I feel something different driving back? I did. Do I feel like some sort of finality to it? I don't. And I have mentioned before that I wrote a memoir many years ago, which I'm trying to balance a million things between work and school and a bunch of things right now. So I haven't been able to finish it. I will and get it out the door as soon as I can. I would like that to be by the end of the year. But a lot of those stories are about my brother and me. And, there's a lot that I haven't really talked about. And again, this is a music channel, but I think it's sort of a music story / mental health channel. I don't know what it's really turning into, but it was a large part of my brother's life and my life that we were estranged, that was sort of wiped away when he went missing. And then, we found out that he had passed. Just somehow that period of not talking was gone. And maybe that's grief. I don't know. But again, I don't really know what closure is. I do know a bit what the stages of grief are. I've felt those. Some lasted a little bit, some for a long time. But I can say that to the people who put this together, this memorial was everything I think any of us could have asked for in terms of hearing stories about my brother and talking and listening to music and doing all the things that he loved. A bunch of people, 50 people, played golf. I hate golf, so that's one thing that Lane and I didn't see eye to eye on. Although we did go to the US Open in 1993 when Lee Janzen won. That was fun. We took my sister too. So on the drive home from Chicago, I did not stop at any record stores. The record store thing was on the way there, and then experienced the 4 or 5 days in Chicago, and then I just, as fast as I could, came home. I missed my dog. I wasn't sleeping in like hotels and stuff, just wasn't sleeping well. So wanted to get back here to home, and that's where I am. And what I'm going to share today are the records that I either got on the road that I haven't mentioned, which there's only 1 or 2, and the records that were here when I got home. And there's quite a few. There's a box, I think, of 6 or 7 boxes when I got here. I sat out record store day today. That's 2 record store days in a row that I've sat out. There was nothing particular that I wanted. These are the first 2 in a row that I haven't gone to. I'm going to try and find that Small Faces. I think that was a record store day release. I think it's a greatest hits, and maybe the Aretha, but I'm sure that's going to be absurdly priced. So I have a lot of records to listen to, so I don't need anything new. So let's take a look at what was here when I got home. But before that, let me just first mention one I think I mentioned, but gifts that I received. The Digital Gramophone, John at the Digital Gramophone, left this at Mazzy's, and I think I mentioned that on Mazzy's video, so I'm going to mention it in my own here. His new record called Quietly Blowing It, which I spun today, and I think it sounds great. There's a lot of inserts in here too. Some sort of poster or something? I haven't even opened it yet. Wow. Up with the mountains, down with the system. I'm not sure what this is. Maybe that's a quote that I should know, that I don't. I am just getting into this artist. I don't have any of his other records. I adore his Grateful Dead I'm going to go left here. I think there's more space on this side. His cover on the Day of the Dead, Brown Eyed Women. It's a tremendous cover. So John at the Digital Gramophone, we've yet to meet, but I feel like we've met a number of times, and I suggest we do a video together soon. Uncle Tupelo's greatest records. I don't know. There's only 4 of them. They're all great. So thank you again, John. I'm just sitting on my bed at Mazzy's, and it was unexpected and very kind of you. I'll get you back at some point. And then Mazzy gave me this. I thought I said I was going to go that side. I don't know. I'm trying to find the best position here. There we go. Because I always make jokes about how I don't like Eric Clapton. And he said that he thinks I will like this. Delaney and Bonnie and Friends on tour with Eric Clapton. He had 2 copies, gave me 1. Thank you, Mazzy. I will listen to it this weekend. Yes, an Eric Clapton record. So, who all is on this? Dave Mason. Rita Coolidge. Wow, it's not Eric Clapton. Just a random collection. I don't know. I don't know anything about this band. Are they a band? But I'm about to find out. So thank you, Mazzy. Again, I put it into Discogs, and it looks like it's not a cheap record, so it was very generous of you. I reordered this Bonnie Prince Billy's The Letting Go, because I cannot find my copy. I have the cover, but not the vinyl, or the record. I don't know what happened. It's probably doubled up in some record, or some jacket, and I'll find it someday. But I love this record, and I was afraid that it would be hard to find. It wasn't very hard to find. Arguably my favorite Bonnie Prince Billy record. So The Letting Go, which came out in 2006. Psyched to have this again. This one was a big one for me. Varnaline, The Sweet Life, a band from the late 90s. They were like the second or third band that I saw at South by Southwest. So I've been to South by Southwest, I think I've mentioned 10 times. I think it's 9 or 10 times. First time I went was in 1999. Last time I went was probably 2014 or 15. I doubt that I'll ever go again. It was sort of a place and time, great place and time. But and I loved this record, a song called Gulf of Mexico. Just a lot. I just remember when this came out on CD, I was a huge fan. Anders Parker, who performs in the Woody Guthrie sort of supergroup with Will Johnson, Jay Farrar, and Jim James. Do I have that right? Might be somebody else. M. Ward? No. But Anders Parker has done a lot of stuff with Jay Farrar, including the Gob Iron records. And I had looked on Discogs for this for a while, and people were selling it for like $120, and I found it for a very reasonable price. And I listened to it this morning, and it's great to have. And it is also very unexpected, since it came out so long ago, on colored vinyl. I don't think this was a reissue. I think this was it reissue. 1998. So I didn't even know they were making colored vinyl. I don't know what's going on there. This I ordered from The Road because I ended up buying a copy and giving it to one of Lane's friends. But I wanted a copy for myself. So with the glare and all, and you can see on the glare that I have my phone on top of John and Yoko Plastic Ono Band, the book. Figured I'd share that. So this is the Magnolia Electric Company record, Fading Trails. Pumped to have this. Gonna spin it shortly. And then I got 2 records I ordered from Mazzy's Couch because the archivist played one of them, and I loved it. She played this one, which is Betty Davis, They Say I'm Different. And this was Miles Davis's wife. I didn't even know of this artist, but she played it. I loved it. They thought it was going to be hard to find, but Mazzy found it, sent me a link, and I picked it up. That's one of 2. This is the second one. This is the self-titled. So I got both for reasonable prices, $25. So Mazzy and the archivist, thank you for the recommendation. Next is another thank you to Chip Robinson of the Backsliders, who this release is the Backsliders Rallywood. It was a Record Store Day release. I think they only made 300 copies. Proceeds from this Record Store Day release go to the Shalom Project. And Chip sent me a copy of this. We're friends on Instagram. Backsliders is one of my favorite records of the 90s. Chip Robinson, thank you so much. There's no way I would have been able, well, I guess I could have bought it somewhere online, but there were very few copies. I would love to see the Backsliders records get reissued on vinyl, Throwing Rocks to the Moon especially, and hopefully one day that will happen. Got the Shins reissue. I love this record, and I think that the artwork, that they flipped the colors, is gorgeous. So, Oh Inverted World, is that the name? Yeah. 20th anniversary, exclusive photos and handwritten lyrics. It's a great record. Came out in 2001. Can't believe it's 20 years old. And this is the note that Chip included with the Backsliders record. I won't include the note, it's obviously personal, but very sweet of him. And Chip, I also hope that I see you someday soon. Ordered this. Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers, The Witch Doctor, Blue Note Tone Poet, mastered by Kevin Gray, as everybody loves to say that. I feel like I hear that everywhere. So I am excited to listen to this as I continue to expand my jazz collection. Seems to be that half the records I buy now are jazz records. And then finally, I was really excited to get this, the Bonnie Prince Billy, Matt Sweeney Superwolves record. I think it's their first record in 17 years, somewhere around there. Palace Records, Drag City. I've heard a few of these songs. I heard Shorty's Ark, or I heard Sweeney and Bonnie Prince Billy perform this on Instagram, and it was beautiful. It's about animals. So there are Sweeney and Oldham. Thank you to my buddy Travis for pushing this record on me. He saw them live and said it was a tremendous show. I think it was up in Napa. So I went and bought the record. And that is it. I do not have a record I wish everyone knew about unless I can quickly spot one. And I can't. All right, I can grab a random. This Sean Rowe record, I discovered Sean Rowe at the Solid Sound Festival. I love this record. The Solid Sound Festival up in Massachusetts. This came out 2012 on Anti. The songs Bring Back the Night and Flying that open this record, give a listen to those. It's like Tom Waits, just tremendous song. So I found one. I wish more people knew about. And then I've mentioned that there are going to be giveaways. And this is round 1. So Brent Best, who I mentioned, was at my brother's memorial. I had a chat with him, took a photo with him and my other brother, John. And I have gone ahead and bought a few of his records, a few of his solo records. The record that I mentioned, which I'm just going to show you because it's what the deal is. It's this record. That's my dog, Bennett, which I mention every 5 seconds. There's Brent. And I bought a few of these, and what I'm gonna do is give one to a lucky commenter on this channel. I haven't even thought of what the deal is, but here it is. It just came to mind. There's a very famous show where Brent Best's band, Slobberbone, played with Drive-By Truckers in New York City. I think there's been, I think Patterson Hood and Brent and maybe some others have commented on, it was just a wild night. And I was at that show, and the first person, I think it was in 2000 or 2001, so I'm not making this a really fair giveaway because I don't know the date, but I'm just going to ask if you can name the first person to name the venue will get a copy of this. They are in the mail. I ordered them today, so I think it says it's going to take about 7 days because I ordered a bunch. It's going to take a while to get here, so you have to be patient with me. Nice little Wilco reference there. But I will get it off to you. The first person to name the venue in New York where that show, Slobberbone and the Drive-By Truckers, took place will get a freebie of this. That's all. Thank you again to everyone. Thank you for following from the road and all your nice comments and listening to me talk as much as I have about loss and grief and mental health. I was going to say more, but I'll leave that for another video. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you have a nice weekend, and I will be back soon.